Hey guys, I hope you all have had a great week. This week for class was Module 12's Internet Safety. After reading and going through all the material we learned about, I'd have to say Internet safety is something that probably isn't touched upon as much in schools as it probably should be. Personal experience in how in the classrooms that I've been in, and how teachers just give links and kids are allowed to go and do, and not really thinking about, them going onto sites that may not be appropriate, or getting involved in chat rooms that may not have the most appropriate people in it, and different things like that. So to me, internet safety is something that's really important, and as a future educator, I plan to make it part of the curriculum and to show how important it is to be safe on the internet, and how important it is to protect your privacy and to use the internet appropriately, not just yourself but with your peers. I know that internet bullying is a huge issue these days, because kids aren't safe even in their own homes, because everyone has a laptop or an iPad or something like that. So teaching kids to be good internet citizens or cyber citizens is a huge role, and something that each teacher should take very seriously, just because there is so much world out there that's not necessarily safe for anybody to be involved with. So as an educator, it's very important to teach internet safety, and specifically I would really like to use the NetSmart website. I found that really interesting. Not only is it broken down into the individual problems that you could have with internet safety, like cyberbullying, identity theft, just revealing too much, being on different games, sexual solicitation, different social medias, cell phones, and then victims of children being victims. Sorry, I'm looking at it right now. But it's an incredible site, and there's a lot of information. Not only does it teach you, describe specifically what it is, it gives you, the signs, what to be looking for in students. It also gives you resources such as conversation starters, and outside resources to help you deal with these different content areas. So it's a really impressive website, very easy to navigate, access, and provides a lot of great links and information. So specifically to teach internet safety, I would want to use that for sure. And the Teaching Digital Citizenship program, I think that's an extremely relevant program today, because teachers are using the internet and technology so frequently that having students understand the dangers of the internet would be a huge benefit, not just when they're young, but when they're old too. When they're older, they seem to be getting into a lot more trouble. So having them take that program would be extremely beneficial. Some of the main points for the article that we had to read, the Center for Technology Innovation at Brookings. There was some good information on cyberbullying, which was a key point, sexual solicitation, which was a key point, privacy, having parents in the community involved, and then the intergenerational gaps. Kids these days aren't afraid to use the internet at all, and you have older citizens in your community and even at home that definitely don't want to use the technology because they don't know how to use it, and they're scared of it or whatever. So that was kind of an interesting key point. The thing that I found most interesting about the article was the information about prevalence, and the definitions of things. Technology relatively is new, and the laws that we have aren't quite caught up to what technology can do and has done. So as far as cyberbullying goes, there's no strict laws involving it. It's not super defined, and the statistics of it were pretty incredible too. And the big thing about cyberbullying is defining and getting definitions and laws passed to help with the cyberbullying. Because like I said before, kids could go to school and get bullied, but then they could come home and be safe. And that's just not the case anymore. Bullies are everywhere. So cyberbullying is a huge topic with internet safety. And then the sexual solicitation was also extremely prevalent in parents. They did a study, and it was 40%, 44% thought their kids were super safe online, and 40% thought that they could do better, and then there was 3% where kids had been known to be sexually solicited or been in some sort of involvement with sexual abuse online. So that awareness was incredibly eye-opening to me, that only 3%, just because so many people are online and involved in technology. I was kind of anticipating that number to be higher, but that just goes to show you that you need to have really strong parent involvement in the technology and kids using it, just because that 40% that felt super comfortable probably would be amazed at how uncomfortable they should have felt with their kids using the technology, because they probably were involved in something they shouldn't have been at some point. So I think that article was really eye-opening and very informative, and this module really opened my eyes to, yes, I know how to use a computer and be on good sites and look for things, but our kids don't, and we have to take big steps to make sure that they're safe, and not just a physical atmosphere, but also in a technological world. So I hope you all have a good week.